Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and this is day 5 of Revenge Week. Today we're doing r/NuclearRevenge. So you're probably going to be a craftier person after watching this video. You break my glasses? Have fun with your remaining ear. TLDR at the bottom. For context, I was tall for a 5th grader, but I was a friendly giant type. I wasn't violent, though I had anger issues. They usually came out as verbal berating of whoever had attracted my wrath. I was the kid that made teachers go to the counsellors in tears, but that made me an easy target for bullying. They wanted a reaction without the threat of violence. As for the incident, it was during gym class. We were wrestling and it was my turn. Since I was in a weight class of my own, I won almost every time. Some of my bullies didn't like that, so 2 of them wrenched my arms from under me while I was in a match and a third did a John Cena slam onto my face, breaking a $200 pair of prescription glasses. Probably should have taken them off. At least that's what the bully's parents said when they refused to pay for them. My mum decided to punish me by taking my personal savings. I was going to buy a PlayStation 3 at the time to pay for the new glasses. I was pissed. This was completely ridiculous. They assaulted me and I was being punished for it. That was 3 years of savings down the drain. So I went up to the kid the day after and I told him to meet me behind school to settle this. He and his 2 cohorts came and I told them what happened. They realised how much money I lost and that 5th grade honour rules were clear that a behind the school fight was necessary. So I told them it was 3 versus 1. If I won, they would pay me back. If they won, I'd never eat them out for the crap they pull in the future. So we went at it. I rammed the main kid into the wall and headbutted him, causing a bloody nose. He punched me and I got swarmed. I was busted up pretty bad, but so were they. It ended when a leader tried to deer hug me to the ground. In my adrenaline-fueled rage, I bit him. More specifically, I bit his ear, tearing most of it off. Everyone froze at his scream of pain. We ran to the nurse, temporarily calling truce as you do in this situation, and we got an earful about fighting. Was that pun intended? The mother wanted to press charges, but the bully admitted to instigating the incident, so it was a case of self-defense. We all got suspended. The bullying never stopped, but when I got too much, I would begin to walk forward and no matter who it was, they run for the hills. My nickname for the next 2 years till I moved was Feral. TLDR. Bullies break my glasses. We fight in an honourable duel. I bite his ear off. Everyone knows not to get into a fight with me, ever. Bully me for 3 years? I will ruin your future in this country. I couldn't make myself leave out any details. This story takes place near the end of high school when most students would be thinking about what to do next in their life. There was a kid that would bully me and 7 other students of the school. Let's call him Jack. Jack had been bullying me for around 3 years, but I was too afraid to do anything about it, and it got to the point where I was ready to get revenge on this guy. Thankfully, I was still friends with the bully's sister. Let's call her Jenna. Jenna and Jack's parents had gotten a divorce 4 years prior to this event, but Jenna still talked to her sister that lived with Jack and their mother. Jenna hated Jack with a passion, which meant she was all over this plan we made to get revenge. Jenna and I knew where Jack would hang out nearly every day while at school, so I had Jenna go to the advantage point where she could record me walking up to the bully. Since this spot was a blind area for school cameras, it's just what we had to do. And what Jack would do when I did, mostly pushing and kicking me, typical bully stuff, and I would use my phone to record audio. We did this for nearly 3 months to make sure we had plenty of evidence. Over the 3 months, we discovered that I wasn't the only one being bullied. There were 7 other kids that Jack would bully, so we got all of them into the plan. At the end of the 3 months, Jenna and I had nearly 100 different videos and audio recordings of me and the 7 other kids being bullied by Jack. Once we had around a month before we finished high school, I gave all the recordings to the principal of the school and Jack's mother. This easily got him expelled from the school. Since it was around the time students would be applied to go to further education, college, etc., I had Jenna talk to her sister and find out where Jack had planned to go after high school. I won't say where for privacy reasons, and once we found out, I sent all the recordings to the college he wanted to go to, which made them deny his application. This continued to the point where nearly every college that he could go to had denied his applications and they had to move to another country just so Jack could have a future. Aftermath. Just before Jack and his mother moved to another country, Jack's mother gave possessions of Jenna's sister to her father. I was talking to Jenna about it and it turned out that Jack's mother was harassing Jenna's dad and we didn't know, so our plan actually helped Jenna's father out as well. I sent an entitled mother to the ER because she grabbed my girlfriend. I posted this story to r/entitled parents and figured it might be a good fit here too. I made some edits in hopes of making it a little easier to read. This story happened about a week ago. I got a $25 gift card from my mum to the local cinema. So my girlfriend and I decided to go and see How to Train Your Dragon Lost World. For context, my girlfriend's a petite beauty from Venezuela, so people sometimes mistake her for a child, but it's usually very obvious that she's an adult by the sound of her voice and the way she acts. It usually results in awkward or sometimes funny moments, but this was not one of those moments. Anyways, we get to the theatre without any problems and we patiently waited in line to purchase our movie tickets. We started talking about How to Train Your Dragon and what dragons we would want to have. She loves Astrid's dragon Stormfly because her favourite colour is blue and she likes its ability to shoot spikes. The way she marvels at everything we have here is so adorable, but I also understand that it's because she, in her own words, grew up with nothing. We get to the front of the line and I start purchasing our tickets. I feel a really thick finger tap me on the shoulder. Enter the entitled parent. Entitled mother. Hey, can you help me out? This lady's tone instantly sets off some red flags for me. People who are condescending and are overly nice generally want something out of you. Me. With what? Well, I really want to see that dragon movie with my little boy and we just don't have enough money today. Her kid is completely silent and he looks like he's 6 or 7 at the oldest. Unfortunately, me and my girlfriend are both broke college kids, so we don't have too much money to spare. Me. We don't have money to spare, sorry. Maybe someone else can spare some change. I thought that maybe that would get her to leave us alone, but nope. You have money? You're using a gift card? You can just buy the tickets for you and the little girl with cash? Me to the employee while mentally face-palming. Can you just take my card real quick, please? She takes my gift card and swipes it. Stop! He stole my gift card! I look at entitled mother like she's on drugs or something. The employee looks at the gift card, which has my name on it, and my name is not a gender neutral one or Karen. Employee. Ma'am, I'm sorry, this might just be a misunderstanding. His gift card does appear to have his name on it. I want to speak to your manager, witch. I can't believe you would defend a thief. He just wrote his name on it. Okay, please wait 1 second, ma'am. She was right in front of us for the entire exchange between us three. Girlfriend tugs on my sleeve. Babe, what are they saying? English is her second language, so she still has trouble understanding people sometimes. Entitled mother has a look of pure disgust on her face. Me to girlfriend, ella es loco. I was being intentionally incorrect with my Spanish. Entitled mother, what? I should have known that you're an effing pedophile. She was screaming loudly and people were starting to stare at us. Me, what? I was just shocked that she would say such a thing to my face. I guess she thought my girlfriend was a child. I glance over at my girlfriend, who is starting to look scared and confused. All she knows is that the physical embodiment of insanity is standing before us. Entitled mother, I won't get your ass arrested for bleeping that crap skin illegal if you just hand over your effing gift card. Me, no, get out of our face. The kid hasn't uttered a peep throughout this entire exchange yet, but he looks scared. Entitled mother, how effing dare you make my baby cry? He wasn't. I'm making sure you get arrested and taking your gift card. She reaches for my gift card on the counter, but the lumbering land wheel is too slow. I grab it. She's screaming at me to hand over my gift card, but I refuse and play keep away. After what felt like a minute of her screaming at me and calling us both all sorts of racial slurs, she changes tactics. She grabs my girlfriend. Entitled mother, I'm taking you away from this bad man. My girlfriend's eyes are wide. She struggles and lets out a blood-curdling scream. Hearing that scream was all I needed to see red. I elbowed entitled mother with all my might. She hit the ground hard. She was out cold with blood trickling out of her mouth. The only thing that stopped me from going further was her kid's presence. Everyone in the vicinity went silent as entitled mother continued to stiffly lay on the ground. Surprisingly, nobody tried to attack me afterwards. The employee was visibly shocked by what just happened. My girlfriend was sitting on the ground, crying but thankfully unharmed. I tried to comfort her and entitled mother's kid started to cry too. Security came a few moments later, followed shortly by the manager. They're greeted by the scene of me kneeling on the ground next to my crying girlfriend, a little kid crying a few feet away next to his unconscious mother, all surrounded by shocked onlookers. They immediately call an ambulance for entitled mother. It's clear that she's badly injured. The employee and I explain what happened. The other staff were thankfully nice and understanding and offered us free tickets, but we just took vouchers to another showing instead. My girlfriend just wanted to go home. I felt bad for the kid after what he just witnessed. I gave him a candy bar I was saving for the movie, which seemed to help him relax a bit, but I could tell he was still scared of me. I apologised for hurting his mum and told him that it's wrong to hit people, but sometimes you have to in order to protect the ones you like. I sincerely hope he doesn't grow up to be like his mother. I'm not sure what happened to the kid. I gave a police statement later that night, which earned me the nickname as the elbow man at the local department. My girlfriend does not want to press charges, and she's firm on this. I later learned that I knocked out 4 of entitled mother's teeth, dislocated the left side of her jaw and gave her a concussion. She likely got the concussion from the impact with the ground. The best part is that I'm guaranteed to win the case against her if she tries to sue me, and I know that she'll have to eat only liquid foods for quite some time, assuming that the info I heard is correct. TLDR, racist woman gets mad that I won't give her money for movie tickets, then tries to use false accusations to steal my gift card. Then when she grabs my girlfriend, I knock the entitled mother out and dislocate her jaw. Edit, thanks for the silver, kind stranger, and thanks for the gold too. Ooh, platinum. Thanks, kind stranger. Okay, that one was a bit rough. Cheating ex wants to reconnect. I have other ideas. Alright lads, a bit of backstory. I was dating this girl for a few years. For the sake of anonymity, let's call her Emma. We were, I had thought, madly in love with each other, and I had all intentions to tie the knot. Things were great, more than great in all honesty. We got along pretty well, and despite some lack of communication on her part, I had thought that this was the perfect thing for me. A few months later and we had gotten engaged. I was ecstatic. She, and this is important later on, generally was very passive and didn't show too much emotion, but I could tell that she was happy as well. Fast forward a few months and Emma leaves her phone over at my place. We both live in separate apartments after a day together. I only noticed until maybe half an hour after she had left, and since it's extremely late at night, I decided to not make the massive journey outside. In all honesty, it would have only been a 20-minute train ride, but it was early November and freezing at night, and I didn't like taking the train at that time, so I thought I'd just give her phone back the next day. Thank God I decided to stay in. I'm getting ready to head off to sleep and I remember that she loves to take selfies all the time, and thought that it would be a cute idea to sort of make a collage of sorts of her. I unlock her phone, I already know the passcode, and go through her photos. I'm flipping through her gallery, saving her selfies to my computer, when I see something odd. Now, I will admit, me and her would sometimes take photos together of the not so safe for work variety, but what I saw in the next few photos was definitively not me. I, at the time, was unfortunately quite hefty. I like to eat, and that's about it. The person in these photos was quite an order of magnitude skinnier than I was. I sat in horror as I saw photo after photo and even video of the person that I had loved doing extreme sexual acts with another. I was pissed. I went through her contacts and found so many messages between her and this guy. She had simply put a bunch of heart emojis as his contact name, sex and nudes, even during times that I remembered that I had been with her. Then, thinking back, I could remember so many times where she had been glued to her phone while I was with her. That lack of emotion she had showed was not her being shy. She simply did not have any feelings for me. I was just being used for money and free food and clothing. There were mile-long conversations between him berating me and making fun of me for my weight. I could tell that I still had a bigger D than he did by the videos though, and her saying that she was now bored and unhappy with me because I was unappealing to her. Now, we had a thing where every time we would visit each other, we would switch off apartments. I'd go to her place one day, she'd come to mine the next. She had told this guy when I got off work and when I would be arriving at her place, and she'd been effing him nearly twice a week for months. That explains the lack of sex on my end as well. Emma had simply said she wasn't in the mood or that she was tired a lot of the time. I scrolled down and saw that he was supposed to be coming over in a few days, and I had an idea. The morning comes. I see Emma and give her her phone back, playing my usual cheery self and giving her a hug. We spent the day watching anime and barely talking much. I leave and wish her a wonderful evening before returning home. The next day she cancels, going out with her family to New York to visit her grandparents. I tell her I love her and that I hope she has a great time and that I'll see her tomorrow. She hangs up without saying I love you back. Finally, the day of reckoning arrives. I tell her that I'm heading to work and I will stop by afterwards. She says sure and that she's looking forward to it. I had already taken the day off work and waited around an hour before I rode the train over to her stop. I decided to grab lunch from Whole Foods and a bouquet of flowers to serve as cover for my surprise. I get to her apartment with a heavy heart. I slowly enter, leaving the bouquet of flowers on the table and setting up the meal, taking out plates and laying the silverware. I already hear them going at it a few rooms over, so I know that my worst fears are confirmed. I then sit and wait for them to finish. I hear them talking and being all lovey-dovey and putting their clothes back on. A few moments later, they come out of the room together and enter the main living area. The dude stops and freaks out when he sees me, saying that he thought she had said I wouldn't be here until later. Emma just crumples to the floor and sobs. I look the guy dead in the eye for a few seconds, shake my head and leave. I get a billion phone calls from her during the next few weeks, but I ignore all of them. I am thoroughly done. That was just backstory. Here's where it gets interesting. I had gotten tired of being out of shape. For the next year and a half I went to the gym and decided to give it my absolute all to be better. I got into powerlifting and my physique went from a tub of lard to bear mode. 350 pounds of fat to 240 pounds of lean muscle. I even grew a very nice thick Viking-esque beard. I looked good. I had not spoken to my ex nearly at all since then, but I had kept tabs on her and what she'd been doing. Emma had become your typical e-thought. Patreon, Ko-fi, Amazon wishlist, the works. Her Instagram had blown the F up and she was basically selling her body online, even going so far as to promote that she would sell lewd videos and that she wanted to F hot guys. Those were her exact words. I have screenshots of her posts. The shy girl I had known was now showing the entire world her nudes. She had also had a bad relationship with another guy during this time. He had basically used her for sex and left, and she had gotten attached to him emotionally, so it had floored her. Guess she finally understood how I felt. All I could feel was contempt. I am already in a new relationship. I've been dating this trans guy for about 7 months now, so as not to name drop, let's call him Aiden. Aiden was a legitimate breath of fresh air. Everything that I thought was good in my previous relationship was increased nearly tenfold by Aiden and his charm, and he actually treated me like a real human being. I wasn't being emotionally manipulated, and I felt as if I actually mattered and that people cared about what I thought. My self-confidence rocketed and I had never felt better. 2 weeks ago, Emma reached out to me. She poured her heart out, saying that she was feeling so low after her last failed relationship, and that she kept thinking about me the past year and she was so sorry for everything that had happened, and that she knew I still had feelings for her like she had for me, and that she wanted to see if we could try again. In all reality, she simply saw that I looked a lot better than I had and that I was doing good for myself and simply wanted to leech off that again. I tell her that no. After what she had pulled, I did not even want to see her ever again, and that I was actually in a new relationship and was going to be married the next month. I went over how wonderful my new relationship was and how great I felt, how no one had ever treated me like this before, and how I felt like I was finally free. I described how we were going to visit Japan and Iceland for our honeymoon and all the little special things we were going to do together. Emma loses it. Her posts for the entire week are all sad and depressed, saying that she wishes she were loved and even speaking of suicide. I then reported her Twitter, Instagram and Patreon for indecency and soliciting prostitution. Despite not having any job, she was able to support herself entirely fine, paying for rent, food and transportation just off of horny guys sending her money. Her Patreon was taken down yesterday. She is currently without her main source of income, and I know that she will be unable to get any real job as she has no experience in any work-related field. She did not even graduate high school. I have half a mind to report her to the IRS as well, because I know that she has zero idea how taxes work, and that they would probably have a field day with her. Today she has blocked me on all forms of social media. I have absolutely zero remorse, and I feel that she has brought this upon herself. Also, for those wondering, Aiden and I will be getting married next year. I love him with all of my heart, and I thank him for showing me what a real loving, caring and compassionate relationship is. Okay, so that's all for r/NuclearRevenge. I really hope you enjoyed day 5 of Revenge Week and you stick around as it's only gonna get better. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.